Hi, I'm Benniah. I am a senior or a graduate now. I'm from Billings, Montana. I'm going to Montana State University, and I was a diploma associate student. Balancing the rigorous education with social life, I would say I did it unsuccessfully at times, but one of the things that I had to learn was really priority and had to make it work for me. And that's, to me, the beautiful thing about Veritas is that it's not a cookie cutter education where you have to fit a mold, but where it can help support you in your goals. And it took a little time of figuring out how to do that, but after figuring out how to balance it and how to work it into my life and time management, I was able to start to balance those better. Something I didn't expect from an online school is the community that we have here and that I've had this entire weekend. A lot of times people think online school and think you're alone in a dungeon in your basement learning. And at times it felt like that, but to be here and graduating with a class of, what was it, 75, I think, to have all that in the community and to grow in my education with these people was not something I was expecting. One thing that stuck out to me with my years of studying Omnibus was its real life application, which is something they talk about a bunch, but I just recently started finding out. Especially with what we've got going on in the world right now, being able to apply religion and our understanding of God to what's going on in the world and to really be able to work through it and understand what's going on has been really useful. And it was something that I often didn't believe my teachers back in 7th, 8th, 9th grade when they were like, oh, it'll pay off, but it is now. And so I'm very grateful for that. Doing online school and balancing that rigorous education with my friends that I had where I lived in Billings and kind of the differences there, balancing that was difficult at times. And again, that goes back to figuring out how Veritas worked for me. And at times it was difficult to relate to them, and it was hard to explain to them that I did in fact have 30 pages of senior thesis to write. And they were like, aren't you homeschooled? And I was like, just, you don't understand, but trust me, it's a lot. And so balancing that at times was difficult, but it really came down to the great friends I had in Billings and just the community that I built there, and getting to also include them in some of the stuff I was doing, like my Film and Worldview project and other projects here and there. One piece of advice I'd give to a brand new Veritas student is the advice your teachers give you in life and just those life skills advice they give you are some of the most important things you're going to take away from class. So don't check out during those parts. Specifically, I can remember a lot of the advice that Mr. Brunner has given me over statistics with him, Dr. Collender, Mrs. Tepley, Dr. Nelson, all these different people. While I got a lot from their classes, the life skills and lessons they gave me are some of the most important that I've gotten. So a piece of advice to new Veritas students is those lessons are just as important as what you're going to learn academically. One class that stuck out to me that I didn't think I would like as much as I did, or I guess it's kind of two, was biology and then anatomy and physiology. I went into those classes not really loving science. General science and physical science were not my forte. I probably should have paid attention a little more. My fault. I went into those classes not with not a huge love for science, but thanks to Mrs. Tepley, now I'm going on to pursue a career in medicine. And so because of her and the way she taught those classes and the way she loved and cared for me as I struggled and eventually succeeded through those classes, it's now shaped what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, Lord willing. And so, yeah, it all goes back to those two classes.